What's up, everyone? Speedy here. In this 1v1 video, we're going to be doing 2 live games as well as 1 replay review. So let's get right into it. Here we are in game number 1. So for this first game, I am trying to target the goal of just continuing to improve my flicks. Not too worried about the aggression from the opponent. And that's why. Let your opponent be over-aggressive. Oftentimes people are going to play bad and over-aggressive in the first minute of the game. And so if you take advantage of that, you're going to find yourself in a good spot. Go for the delay here, just making them awkward. Let's play a cross here, forces him to go wide. Like I said, opponent's just over-aggressive. Watch them chow this. I mean, just too aggressive, bro. Like, you can't play like that. You cannot play like that and not expect me to take advantage of that play. Fortunate miss there. Once I commit to the flip here, so like once I commit to the side, that's the mistake there. So I have to be a bit more, like, really it's just patience. Going for a challenge. Should ideally get scored on here, yeah. So there it's just about recognizing there's no need to play for that challenge there. It's just a poor play. Let that play off the wall. Opponent's overcommitting. We're both making bad flip mistakes there. I'm just like flipping too much earlier, and so that's why I just played patient, letting the opponent make their mistake. Here, want it to go left, unfortunately it goes right. But maybe fast, but they're over aggressive. There's too patient, too passive, really. I need to not be like turning around here. So once I come around that backside there, it's just too much space for somebody who's obviously going to take that space. So I could play this better. There's no way I can follow that up. Oh, good though. Not a great first game, but I'm just going to keep trying. That's awkward too, because you can't really read the way it's going to bounce off the post here. Let's close this space. Yeah. Just didn't really cut well here. I thought the opponent wasn't going to get control here. I guess he was aiming for the boost and just put himself in a good spot. It's really fine though. Getting myself scored on a lot of times in a row, so I just need to kind of bring that momentum back and it'll be okay. Bring it back to my corner. I see where he's at. That play doesn't do much. He's going to play for a bounce. Could have actually shot that. I don't know what kind of play this dude's going for, but okay. He's playing a very fast but panicky play style. And then take him out. You don't have to, like, reveal how much boost you have. I have 0 boost there, which is funny. Nice. You let the opponent outplay themselves. You see by, like, gauging the space here, just letting them outplay themselves. Not flip here. You see how by not flipping, I was able to keep myself in a controlled position? Here, bring it left. Soft touch here. Well, it's super aggressive, but I don't really care. Nice. You see how, like, what is all this needless jumping, right? Like, the opponent is just playing aggressive and fast without thinking at all. They may be a mechanically better player, but they're certainly, sure as heck, not making the right decisions. Nice. Play the challenge. Immediately focus on recovery. It's going to go for a doink. I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty crazy save, though. Here we are, game number 2. Let's try to make this a better game in terms of early decision making. Let's big jump here. Take time. Just forcing panic. That's the best way to play that offensively. Really bad side flip. You're cut inward. Like that too spacey there. It's kind of hard to challenge just because, like, he's kind of letting the ball drop and then getting it again. And there's a brief moment I could have challenged, but not really sure. That's fucking annoying. Nice try on the air dribble bop. And that is a great counterplay to the air dribble bump. I saw that coming too. Try to force that pressure. This is super awkward there. Actually, if I could have technically shot that, but hard play. I need to save my boost here. That was poorly played. It's playing a weird play style in terms of this spacing. It's not over push here. Nice. I love that little, like, you probably see the little just brake touch there. That little touch there is what allowed me to just kind of get control of my car just a little bit to slow it down. Let's bring it to the right here. I'm trying to have better command with my kickoffs. Just put shot on. Control touch here. Put a shot on. It's going to be hard to save. No, dude! Oh, man, dude, that would have been a peak shot, too. And that goes in. Bro, what a sad state of affairs, bro. And he's going to get a goal here. Grab these pads and take time. Try to force them awkward. Get the bump here. Play 50. Signal jump that. Force that across. Even if the opponent gets possession, it's not a clean possession play. And that's why. GG. Definitely better game. I'm a little sad I didn't get that goal earlier, dude. That off-ball play, honestly, I played that really, really well. If that went in, that would have been fantastic, but that's all good. Another win, though. Here we are in the replay portion of the video, and not gonna lie, this is a very rough game for a lot of reasons, as you're gonna see here. Just too many mistakes. You're gonna see like them score like fucking 4 or 5 goals, pretty sure, in a row. Just not putting myself in a good spot, really. I need to stop putting myself down against like a lot of GCs. This is a good bump here, actually. This play here, setting up this was well done. And then shooting it behind them because their momentum, they were pushing past front post, so that's where I tried to shoot kind of on that far side. Works out only because they pushed past that front post there. Poor flip. Honestly, my speed flips today felt pretty shitty. Also, with the kickoff there, I need to be flipping left if I want that to work, and need to be a bit more to the left. I cannot be flipping right because that's on the soft side of the play. Giving that guy way too much momentum for that. He gets his goal there. Shitty that I didn't get that pad though. It's all good, it's just kind of how it goes. Here just playing time. Yeah, just trying to put bump pressure, just putting him in an awkward spot. I didn't play this well, honestly, realistic, and even flipping here, this is dangerous. I should not be flipping because I'm conceding position. If I just don't flip, and this is a bad habit in these positions, I flip too much. I like the patience here. This is good here, this is okay. And just this small flip here, or this flick, just to force pressure on the goal line. Again, good flicks don't necessarily always have to be powerful, but they can force goal line pressure, and that's what an effective flick oftentimes is. So by doing that, you're essentially putting the opponent into an awkward position. Fortunately, I do a good job of this, and then I mess up the shot, which actually goes in my favor because the opponent got himself into a bad spot because the shot essentially went into him, which is unfortunate. Coming up here is where I start conceding a shit ton of goals. This is bad. Need to not be wasting boost like this. I don't mind that positionally aggressive here, just staying close, trying to be present. This is where I start getting scored on a lot because I do not make the proper commitment towards this, and I do that. That's why I get scored on. Like, I should not be pointing down like that. That's the reason I get scored on, is because for some reason I thought it would have been a smart idea to try to play for the 50, but I did not get the height I wanted. And so here, I just thought, oh, I'd been fine, but I wasn't paying attention to the fact he had more touches. This is stupid. Do not do this. Play ball. Don't play just the opponent. You need to play the ball. You need to put yourself in a position where you can place for the actual 50. Otherwise, you will never even get a 50, and you'll just get dunked. Just like this. Don't make this mistake. This lost me the game, essentially, because I got scored on 4 times in a row. From this point on, and could not get momentum back. And game finished 4-6, and I was winning this game earlier on. I was playing well early until that point. Here, opponent, I heard the jump, but they do a good job of pinching it, and I was facing the wrong way. If I want to be aware of this, I need to get better control of the ball, but I also need to see where the opponent is. I need to use that right stick to just look behind me, or use this button here to look behind me, see the opponent, recognize they're there, and then immediately try to place for 50. But by placing myself, turning upfield and up my goal side, or out of my goal side like this, that's what creates that opportunity for him. Normally is not a really high percentage play from the opponent, but it's only high percentage because I played that like garbage. So play that better. As you're going to see, I started making just way too many mistakes here, and I started losing like most of my kickoffs in a row, which is really frustrating. But again, sometimes you have to play bad to learn. You know, you have to make these mistakes in order to understand how to play better. Zero reason to be going for this. Zero reason to be going for this at all. This is literally never going to go in. There's never a situation where from this position you're going to score. It's just not going to happen. Just giving the ball completely away. And the way if you want to actually seriously fucking like score from here, you have to like recognize the bounce earlier, and you need to be in a position where you're on the far side here. So you're on this side here playing for the outside bounce, and that shot position is narrow because 2 things. One, it's just there's not a lot of space. This gap here from front post to back post is small, and the opponent, if they play this well, can just simply pop the ball out and cover from front post, and there's not really possible that you're going to be scoring this. So it's better to just fake pressure, stay close here, stay along this side of the box essentially. So this curved path lane, this pad lane here, you want to essentially be in a position where you're covering this and you're being alongside this. So you're staying alongside this and staying close to the opponent as they try to collect the ball, so you have pressure by presence. That's how you play that. Not by doing this. This was just terrible. Not really what you want to do. This is honestly a frustrating game because I definitely made way too many of these little just bad mistakes that I shouldn't have been making, to be absolutely honest. You know, it's just not providing myself the positional care in these positions to recognize that it was a bad place to put myself into. Don't mind that flick. Opponent does a good job of collecting the ball, just trying to play tight. And then here, just popping the ball out, just putting it into a safer spot. Problem is I go for touch here that just wasn't high percentage. It's better to, if you're not sure of it, put yourself in a slightly more passive position. I'll play fly cam here. So grab this boost. And then what you could do is, if you want to, you can try to get a control touch. Instead of a boom touch that goes out, control touch from your corner so it's safe. Just a soft touch, so that way the ball's in a manageable position, potentially rolls out a little bit this way, and then you can place for 50 and then place safe. But by trying to go for the boom play and rushing it, wasn't something I hesitated. I didn't hesitate there. It's just, it can be an awkward position to put yourself in if you don't have a lot of experience with that type of shot placement. So just these are things you have to play better. If you want to advance, you have to play this better. Fortunately, opponent makes the mistake here, so immediately, of course, you capitalize. Get a goal back. So I was like, okay, game's winnable. You know, playing okay, just getting a little bit of recovery going. Honestly, it could have actually taken time there. Taking time would have been higher percentage. The opponent had enough momentum to where they could have actually played this, played into the ball. So I need to recognize that the opponent is in that position to do so. Bad recovery. Just really bad recovery, actually. Just leads to the opponent trying to get possession, essentially. Here, just get space for a bit. Need to not be doing this. Single jump 50 and flat 50s are typically okay if the opponent isn't in a position where you're hitting it through your soft side. You see how I'm on the left side here trying to place for 50? Well, guess what? I'm too close to the blade. And if you want to do this type of touch, you need to be a little bit more centered to the ball, not this far soft. You see how it bounces off the side of my car? So in terms of the car's hitboxes, some of the more powerful areas are usually the front is typically and the corners. The very far side here, this side door here, and your side skirts, and your wheels, like on the underside of your wheels and undercarriage, are typically going to be softer in terms of touches. So in terms of those portions of the car, the potential for getting dunked here is a lot higher. You see how it just kind of slides off my car and goes to here. That's what creates a dangerous play. I'm able to get back in time, but this is not something you want to do. You need to play this better. I don't mind the single jump here. Just applying pressure. I like the recovery here, just trying to play it well. But this spacing is dangerous. By being this far out, he's outside the box and he has full boost. I have no boost and he just has free space to capitalize. Probably what I could have done differently is just not commit. Like, honestly, just go back for boost. Go back, grab this pad, and then literally just watch as the opponent comes up and then place for the shadow. You can early chow this. What you could do is do a fast aerial and chow this as they're coming up. Typically, if an opponent's going for a reset, they're going to try to get that reset like at this point in the play. So if they're getting the reset at this point, so I'll play it here. You see how he's awkward here? I could have played like this and immediately turned and placed for that 50 if I were not committing here. If I were committing, like, grab this boost, or even not even have to grab it, honestly. I still had plenty of boost, so if I didn't commit, I would have been able to quick turn, scoop this ball, and just shoot it. Would have been completely free. Because this dude's recovery would have been awkward, and he would have had no momentum if the ball got past him, and he would not have been able to score there. But because I gave him the space, because I gave him the position to work with, that's what led to this play, and that's why I worked the way it did. For recovery, need to take more time. I don't mind the way I played that. That's actually quite nice. Too much height on the flick. Honestly, just a single jump into that would have been fine, or even shooting it right actually would have been even better. If I shot that right, that actually would have been perfect. Missed that boost. That's really shitty. Opponent goes for the same play again. And at this point, I kind of was just like, okay, game's over. It's mentally kind of fucked. Not going to get the game back. And there's not really anything else at this point. Game's pretty much over. Yeah, that's how you learn. You know, you need to recognize these mistakes. You need to understand what I'm doing, like what you're doing wrong. This is the reason why like replay reviews are so important, because like in these positions, like you can find yourself in a position where you're committing too much. So the thing is like in a position where you're committing upfield, when you turn upfield like this, what happens is that the time it takes for you to turn around, look, you see how long it takes for you to turn around? You can even do like this, right? But that half flip still takes time to recover. And then if opponent is in a position where now they get free ball, they just cut. And now they just have a potential like free shot play. Even if that misses, like still like that pressure is dangerous, right? Even like situations where I'm doing 50s, trying to recognize by being on the soft side, you see how like being here, hitting it with the side of your car, it's gonna be really easy to get dunked. That's why it's so key to like just recognize that it's dangerous. You need to practice this. You can practice this in replay. You can practice this in your actual like training mechanics. These are things you can learn. Like think of like mechanics as like it's a really good fundamental as for you to improve from, but you also need game sense as another type of fundamental. Because if you don't improve your game sense, your mechanics won't really be able to gain the benefit of being used in the most efficient way. That being said, though, if you want me to review your replay reviews, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and if you enjoyed watching this video, I'd like to ask you to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Speedy Man out.